Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome to the Kingdom of the Jutes. Welcome back, rather. We have just recently conquered Britannia Inferior. We're beginning to get it. We're trying to order the chaos that is Britannia Inferior. We currently have a rebel army that is, I don't know what exactly it's doing. I think it's just raiding. It's not actually helping our public order anymore. And speaking of our public order, it's still a massive, massive issue. We still have a penalty of 20 points per turn, mostly due to religion and raiding, secondarily to difficulty, taxes, and characters. I can only imagine that it's Ragnarr himself who is bringing down the public order. He himself has a -3 public order bonus. Since these rebels are no longer, I don't know, recruiting malcontents, I guess, no longer meeting in secret in the taverns and inns at night, no longer hosting parent-teacher meetings and all sorts of shit like that, we're going to try to run them down, unless we can somehow goad them into recruiting again. I don't know if we can. I'm surprised, though. There's only 11 units in this army. That's not nearly enough men to recapture one of these regions. Very bizarre. I think I'm going to position myself to attack the Jutes very quickly, so I'm going to put Heraldir in the south of Britannia Inferior, and I'll have, I will have Ragnarr babysit this rebel army. If I could get this rebel army to begin recruiting again, that would be ideal. That would be great, because then that will deal with our public order even further. So I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to roll the dice, see if I get double sixes or double ones. You know, the snake eyes. I'm hoping I can get these rebels to begin recruiting again. If not, then I'll just wipe them out and try to keep public order under wraps, I guess. In our province, Caledonia et Hibernia, we're still also having public order issues here, mostly due to buildings. And it's only a -2 modifier, right? So it's apparently 80 turns until these guys rebel. But if I were to remove Sigurd, that obviously would speed up the public order issues. So I need to somehow resolve this. And I think I really need to build this Great Hall. So I'm going to save my cash in order to do so. Speaking of cash, actually, we just recently acquired lead, as we all know. And we're also beginning to please many nations around the world because of our antagonistic actions towards Rome. Apparently, and this is news to me, nobody likes Rome. Who would have thought? So in specific, the province of Gaul and the province of Hispania are both just over the moon, obviously because they're both at war with Rome. Look at this guy. Suetonia Agorius Mamerca. It looks like he was... Okay, so it looks like the school photos that you get... Okay, so that maybe this is like a Canadian thing or an American thing, but we used to have our school photos taken every year, and they would give you the option to choose the color of the background. For example, Ragnarr here has chosen the classic blue, whereas Suetonia Agorius Mamerca has chosen the classic red. But not only that, it looks to me as if the photographer didn't frame him quite well. Like maybe he was slouching when he should have been standing straight on, or sitting up rather. His chin is cut out of the photo, and he just looks like a child. I have to say though, that is a fucking sweet mustache. I'm a big fan of when they build the mustache into the mask/helmet. Anyway, I bring this up because it's possible that these guys would very much like to trade with us to the tune of maybe 500 gold. It's moderately successful. They have accepted. Wonderful. So trading with them alone is going to net us 500 gold per turn. And I believe we can also trade with the the Garamantians, who are led by Erik Hankharer. That is his name. Erik Hankharer, perhaps. And he looks like a very serious individual. There we go. Like, this looks like one of the guys where you try to make a joke with them, like, haha, you know, it's like that thing, haha. And then he just kind of gives you like a pity chuckle, just like a, or something like that. Doesn't really give you anything to work with. So he too may want to trade with us. And he has rejected our offer. Perhaps I came on a little bit too strong. No. He is not into trade unless perhaps no, it's not going to be a gift. It's going to be a payment in return for trade. Let's offer him, I guess 300 is what it's going to be. So 1 turn of trade income to acquire the motherfucker. Okay, so he is quite serious. So serious indeed that he does not want to wheel and deal at all. He's not into it. You got to bring him a solid deal from the fucking get-go. Otherwise, he's gonna just shut you out and shut you down. So we can also begin trading with the Jutes again, although I feel like they burned that bridge. You know, we were trading originally, and then they fucking just they shut us out. I don't know what happened. I would very much like to hold that grudge, but I'm kind of money hungry at the moment, so we're going to demand all sorts of money in order to set this up. I guess perhaps even to the tune of 1,500. It seems everyone is swimming in wealth at the moment. Most everyone we've spoken to has been very strong economically. Okay, well, we just got a shit ton of gold. I believe we can also trade with the Angles. So I've previously spoken about conquering the Jutland Peninsula and Sweden, but I think it would probably be best if we just take the coast of the continent here. Just go for Belgica, Lugdunensis here, because the Alemans and the Swabians hold it, and if I were to get a border with the province of Gaul, who are just fucking ecstatic with me, I feel like that would be a good play. We could have a buffer state in the province of Gaul, and then, of course, when they piss us off, which would be further down the line, we can gobble them up. Maybe make peace with Hispania, if at all possible. My only worry about getting onto the continent is, of course, Rome itself, but that's kind of why I'm hoping for a buffer state. Anyway, back to the Angles. They are not into trade, so let's just move on. So, the longer the war with Rome goes on, the more these people are going to like us. So I think we can return to the Garamantians shortly. Maybe the Marians would like to trade. I doubt it, though, because they're actually quite angry with us, but we'll try it anyway. Of course not. Africa is another kingdom that is slowly warming to us, despite the fact that we are at war with Rome. Apparently, they're quite pleased that we're fucking with Rome, even though they're trading with Rome. I guess it's some sort of friendly rivalry, or something to that effect. Now, the Swabians are beginning to hate us because we're obviously choking them of trade, and that's just fine. There we have it. We're making a shit ton of gold now, and actually, we have enough gold to build that Great Hall, like I had mentioned. So that's going to increase public order by 0, actually. Maybe I need to build this tavern. I really wanted to build the Great Hall for the tech bonus. But I feel as if I need the public order bonus so that Caledonia et Hibernia doesn't freak out while I'm gone. I don't exactly know what would be another option to deal with public order. I'm seeing immigrants are a bit of an issue. Obviously, taxes and difficulty level, of course, are quite large issues. Okay, we'll just build the tavern and we'll move on. And I think even we will end the turn. There's nothing we necessarily need to do in Britannia Inferior. We could potentially repair or convert some of these towns, but of course we don't have the gold at the moment to convert the towns. Okay, we'll take a quick look around with our spies, and we will, as I mentioned, end the turn. I definitely want to get a look at what's going on the coast. I may even sail down to Agrippina here. Can we get a good look at some of their units? Of course, it's just regular Germanic units. I want to find First, I want to find the capital of the Swabians, and also I want to find the military situation, or I want intel as to the military situation of the Swabians. Like, do they have 3 armies just stacked on top of each other like Lego bricks? Just hundreds of men? Is it like a Voltron situation where you have hundreds of Swabians clasping each other, arm to arm, leg to leg, and they just form one super Swabian? That would be certainly interesting. Anyway, as I said, let us end the turn. For some fucking reason, the rebels made a desperate bid to capture Eboracum, and they were promptly slain, and that has caused a military crackdown, and thus, in turn, a slowing in the growth of dissent. Now, Ragnarr has taken a few casualties in the process, and I think we'll just let him rest up south of Lindum. My thoughts are that... Well, this is certainly interesting. What are the Jutes doing? The Jutes are at war with Rome and the Angles, so I have no fucking idea what they're doing here, but I'm seeing a prime opportunity. Considering that we're planning to declare war on the Jutes, this almost seems... It seems like it's too hard to pass up. We have a perfect opportunity to destroy their one and only army at sea, and we can seize their territories whilst they're away. The only issue being it is autumn. The next turn will be winter. Maybe what we can do... is it possible we hire... No, interesting. Okay, I could potentially seize some of these towns all in one deft move. I could besiege Londinium and conquer it in the winter. That may work. But I definitely feel it is too good an opportunity to pass up. Britannia Inferior may have some public order issues, so we're going to have to move Sigurd in, of course, to keep the peace. Caledonia et Hibernia will be under control in a couple turns. Now, of course, we don't need the might of 2 anymore because we have built our armies, so perhaps we can enact the Judgment of Woden. That could help. Yeah, let's do that. That's another way, I guess, to increase public order. Not to the degree that would be necessary, so indeed we would still have to build the tavern, but I think it will help, definitely. Okay, here's the plan. We're going to declare war right away. Vikingir is finally gonna get to use his fucking admiral abilities. Unless, of course, these guys are able to flee. Can the floaty af Vikingir actually catch this fleet at sea? And the answer is, he certainly fucking can. Oh man, I am excited for this. I knew we built this massive fleet for a reason. Do you know what? We're spending 3,000 gold per turn for this fleet, and I feel like all of that has been worth it to sink these fucking transport ships. I will see you guys on the battlefield. Should we look at the battlefield? No. It's not necessary. It's a big fucking ocean. Before we begin, I just want to take a moment. Can we just appreciate how cinematic this is? Again, this is like something straight out of The Last Kingdom. The Jutes set sail with a massive army. They're ready to march to war. quite obviously. And as they're sailing the English Channel, out of the mist springs an enemy fleet. Or not so much an enemy fleet, but a fleet. And they slowly realize that it is a Jutish fleet, and it looks like they're ready to march to war. Or I should say a Gutish fleet. I can just imagine the sails appearing on the horizon, and the officer or companion turning to the admiral and saying, "Sir, there's sails on the horizon." We're going to immediately advance with everything we have and see what we can do. These guys have no fucking chance. It's just a fleet full of transport ships, and if I'm not mistaken, units that are being transported suffer a huge penalty to things like melee ability. Oh my god, look how fast we are too. My fucking ships are so goddamn fast. Okay. I really want to keep my archers on the flanks. I want them to be able to skirt along the enemy fleet and just fucking set them ablaze. I want Ragnarr himself to board the enemy general's ship. It's so far away though. Okay, but I want him to take a pure prize, a true prize. I want him to capture... Let's go for the Narr transport. And I'm just going to set up a few other boardings here. I want I've got 3 ships in reserve, rather. And I don't necessarily want them... Can you guys maintain that formation you're in? No, apparently not. Interesting. Okay, just move forward then. Let's designate these as we go. I want to take out the missile units for sure. There we go. I just love that we're already throwing arrows at these enemy ships. Bam! Flame arrows. This is what I wanted. I wanted my archers to go around the flanks. Okay. Viking Air is boarding an enemy ship. We've already somehow destroyed that transport ship with the artillery on. Let's move on to something else. Oh shit, they've boarded my archers. Let's get in there with something else. Okay, so apparently my archers are quite vulnerable to being boarded. I should have known, but what can I say? Truthfully, I've fought very few naval battles in Attila, and it kind of looks like we may have issues in these combats, actually. Very few of them are actually looking great. Other than the one with Viking Air. It looks to me like he's boarded, and he's cutting down those spearmen pretty easily. This ship here has been boarded twice. Correct? Yes. Okay, we're gonna flee with the archers, and we've... Oh man, we are taking a lot of casualties, actually. It's because these ships are being boarded. Oh, I see. They must have been hit with javelins. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I'm gonna do my best. I really fucked that up, I guess. I should have had my archers a little bit more wary of positioning. You know, out of range of javelins and the like. So yeah, my archers are fleeing. Are we able... Oh, it's an entire ship of skirmishers, looks like. Oh man, the arrows flying right into the... Oh, my guys are getting hammered by javelins. Okay, let's just get the archers out of there. This unit is obviously gone. These two ships are beginning to rout. They're being chased by many, many, many enemies. And... Okay, we're doing all right. I miss the ramming of Rome 2, though. I love that you could just ram a transport and it would sink fucking immediately. That was always amazing. Okay, let's group all of our archers together. Maybe we can, like, concentrate their firepower. Okay, so it looks to me like we have some ships free now. Is that correct? This ship isn't really doing dick all. How's this happened? Board, you motherfucker. This guy's taking javelins. Are you engaged in a boarding maneuver? No. Okay, well. We need to board the general. That's for sure. Okay, who else is free? These guys? Yep. You need to board. Man, those javelins are dealing a real blow to us. Okay, actually, what in the fuck? Yeah, those javelins are just killer, man. Okay, but if we can take out the enemy general, we'll be doing well. Let's board the... What is this? Nordic Brigade. See if we can board them at the very least. Who else is free? This ship is going to board... Is that cavalry or something? Okay, we're going to have some troubles designating boarding maneuvers. I'm seeing this now. Viking Air is going to go for that ship. Okay. Huh, this is a bit messy, actually. Like I said, I have very little experience with naval battles, so this is a pretty new experience for me. But there we go, we've designated all sorts of raiding, or boarding maneuvers, I should say. Our archers are doing the best they can to draw attention away from the main fleet. Let's get both of these ships to... Oh, board that sword unit. What is this? This is the Nordic Warlord, which is definitely getting destroyed. We've got 27 Marines left on this ship. Let's get it out of there. Okay, let's try to loop around here. Oh, you guys. I'm holding shift, for the love of God. Oh, we may get boarded here if we're not careful. Please flee. Just micro around these guys. We have no ammunition, I've just noticed. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, let us intercept. I think we've taken out the enemy general. What's going on? We've got two ships boarding this one. We've got... another... we got a ship free right here. Wonderful. I need you to board one of these assholes. I'm actually going to get my archers off the field if possible. Oh no, they've been boarded by some very light melee infantry. Oh, now you have ammunition. How did that happen? Okay, well, I guess you're going to stay in the fight. I feel like that was a bit of an exploit, maybe a bit of a bug. Any case, I just feel like that was not supposed to happen. Well, we've lost our archers, that's for sure. Oh, but we just burned that fucking ship. Amazing. Oh man, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some recruiting after this, but we are scuppering the ever-loving shit out of this Jutish army. There's no way they can recover from this. We have armies en route to seize their cities. We have destroyed their only army at sea, and we're probably gonna fuck their bitch too. We're probably going to dress better than them. We're going to be smarter than them. We're going to get the promotion that they've always wanted. Okay, I just need to get units in here, that's for sure. Okay, my archers are... They still have ammunition, that's great. Yeah, my archers are somehow staying in the fight, but I just need to throw arrows at this transport. Where's Viking here? Here he is in his massive ship. I love the figurehead. It's like an eagle or something, is that correct? It definitely looks like it. It's just kind of dark. There we go. Much better. That is definitely an eagle head. I love it. Here we come. I also... Oh, shit. Is that our ship? It is definitely our ship. That is our archers. A light bow ship. Okay, maybe we shouldn't be firing arrows into this mass of wood and cloth. One thing I want to say, though, is that it's always really interesting to me when naval battles turn into a mosh pit like this and it slowly becomes like a land battle, the Romans would appreciate it, that's for sure. Although lighting one ship on fire in the middle of this mass is obviously not a good move. It's a good way to set the entire thing on fire. Like, there's moments in that I've... Not so much moments, but there's battles I've had in Empire Total War where just... You have a nice formed line, and then over the minutes it turns into just a complete nightmare. I really want to run down some of these ships before they flee. That would be ideal. Although I don't know if that's possible. Because if they flee, they're going to return at some point. I mean, I would love to fire at this ship of spearmen, but obviously that's not going to happen. There we go. Yeah, I want to, like, capture these ships, sink them so that these Jutes have no way to come back. Okay, well, regardless, we've won the battle, and we'll end it here. Close victory, you say? I doubt it. The Jutes have lost 2,000 souls at sea. I myself lost 500, mostly because I didn't understand how vulnerable my Norse or my skied longships were. I definitely had them too close to the enemy, and it is a learning experience. Let's not have that happen again. But at the very least, we have sunk an entire enemy navy. Wonderful. Now, Vikingir is not going to be able to recuperate any of these losses, but he certainly can sail towards Camulodunum. I think that's what we'll do. Next turn, he can sail into port, potentially capture the place. We'll have Heraldir march to Corinium, which is currently the capital of the Jutes for some odd reason. Most likely because it is the first territory they captured. Now, Corinium is very lightly defended. Heraldir can capture it extremely easily. And after we've done this, we're going to disband the mercenaries in his army. There's no need for them. We could potentially liberate the province of Britannia for a little bit of comedy. Instead, we're going to loot and occupy. Look at the fucking amount of gold. We must remember, we are ruthless raiders. And we're going to subjugate these provinces and bring them to heel. There is a sacred grove that we're going to keep. There is a lime maker, which we are definitely going to destroy. I'm surprised. They didn't build a single industrial building. Okay, we may destroy these buildings. I haven't quite decided. What I do want to do, though, what I have decided, is that I want Ragnarr to besiege Londinium. And essentially, we're going to prevent the Jutes from building another army. That's hilarious. There is a single unit of garrison in Londinium. That's almost sad in a way. Like, that's all they can muster. We really need ladders and rams at most. And let's see. Why is it that Londinium has nothing? Because there's no buildings, probably? Yeah, basically. Okay, well, that's wonderful. As for Camulodunum, it also has no buildings. So we can sail in with Vikingir next turn and capture it very easily. Man, that went really well. We've essentially subjugated the Jutes in 1 or 2 turns. Alright, well, our public order is ever so slightly out of control in Britannia Inferior, but that's nothing we can't handle by recruiting a few more units. There we are. Alright, everyone, I'm going to end the episode here. I really meant to get more done, but I feel like what little we have done, or rather, I should explain. What I mean to say is I wanted to pass more turns. More turns, more time passed. But I feel like what we have done in this short span of time is pretty great. So I'm happy. Next episode, we will obviously completely capture all of Britannia, and then I feel we need to take a couple of turns to really strengthen our grasp on the entirety of the island. Just as a quick note, we've built our fishing jetties, we've built our sacred ground, and that has lifted Britannia Inferior out of the food shortage that it was mired in for many turns. Heraldir has gained a chainmail shirt, and I suppose that's about it. Alright everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. And as always, my name is Incoherence. You guys are the fucking best. And I will see you all later.